Imagine pitch black silence, cold and suffocating, 3,000 meters beneath the ocean's surface. Imagine you are a maintenance engineer, trapped inside the rusted iron ribcage of the Titanic. The ship hit the floor hours ago. You shudder inside a fragile, accidental air pocket that shouldn't exist. Outside, 6,000 pounds of hydraulic force grinds relentlessly against every single inch of steel. You reach for your heavy wrench, but the water sloshing past your boots is freezing cold. The sub-zero metal instantly flash freezes to your hand, literally welding you to your iron tools. You rip your skin away in agony. Pain doesn't matter. Your air pocket is violently shrinking. A hairline fracture tears open. At this immense depth, a needle-thin water jet cuts like a laser. You frantically jam a wooden peg into the leak as pure adrenaline floods your pounding heart. The pressure is ruthless. The wooden plug instantly disintegrates to pulp under the osea. You spot the emergency door lever. Your only shot at reaching a larger air pocket. The sloped floor is slick with bunker oil. One slip hurls you directly into that lethal water jet. In total darkness, your body relies on pure proprioception, balancing across the slick deck by feel alone. The air turns hazy green. Oxygen plunges to 12% as carbon dioxide fills your burning lungs. Nitrogen narcosis sets in. The rapture of the deep tricks your brain into a peaceful, deadly euphoria. You bite your tongue until it bleeds, using raw pain to shatter the hallucination and refocus instantly. A 1,000-pound steel beam crashes onto your leg. You have 90 seconds of air left. Survival is pure physics. You turn the long wrench into a lever to multiply your strength. You pull your crushed leg free, but the freezing cold triggers vasoconstriction, draining blood from your limbs. With only 6 inches of air remaining, you must plunge directly into the ice cold. Gasping one final breath, you dive blindly into a submerged graveyard of rusted machinery. Your hands trace the watertight door. You must force the heavy valve wheel clockwise to equalize the pressure. It's frozen shut by a century of silt. Your oxygen-starved lungs scream in total silence. You jam the wrench through the spokes and kick with everything you have. The rust snaps. The wheel spins. The seal bursts open, creating a massive vacuum that violently drags you backward into the boiler rooms. You're thrown like a rag doll through a forest of jagged metal. Every collision threatens to crush your ribs. You grab a slimy pipe and notice an eerie bioluminescent glow deep in the darkness. You surface inside a ventilation shaft, gasping cold metallic air into your lungs. Trapped at the bottom of a 400-foot chimney, your only exit is blocked by a heavy grate. A deep vibration shakes the shaft. The Titanic's stern is shifting again. You wedge your back and feet against the steel walls, slowly chimney climbing upward. Heavy chunks of rust rain into the darkness below. One mistake could collapse the entire shaft. Reaching the top, your wrench snaps the bolts weakened by decades of iron-eating bacteria. The grate falls away, revealing a giant blind rat-tail fish hovering silently in the abyss. The creature suddenly darts away in terror, sensing pressure shifts you still don't understand. You crawl into the grand staircase hallway, now nothing more than the skeletal remains of steel. A violent tremor hits. The floor tilts 45 degrees as the wreck slides even deeper downhill. Sliding across the sloped floor, you grab a stoker's emergency escape trunk leading outside. The narrow trunk traps your gear pack as the crushing pressure squeezes everything inward. You abandon the pack and squeeze through. At this depth, possessions are a death sentence. Looking through a shattered porthole, you spot a bright robotic light sweeping across the wreck. Swimming into 3,000 meters of open water means certain death. Staying inside means being buried forever. You slam your wrench against the glass until the robot's camera finally notices movement. The drone starts to leave. You have only 10 seconds to prove a living human is trapped inside. With your last strength, you carve the word help into a century of built-up porthole silt. The frozen nightmare dissolves into a modern office. Why does a slow internet connection still trigger panic? Because your brain is running the exact same ancient survival code that once fought inside that engine room. Your anxiety is a biological artifact inherited from ancestors who had to outsmart the crushing darkness every single day. By joining this tribe, you help keep the relentless fire of human curiosity alive.